ANC can still go ahead with the committee because of quorum. Does this mean they will push through whatever else they want?
Well, that's the difficulty, is that they were setting up this process in order to achieve exactly that. You know, the Secretary General of the ANC said last week that the job of Parliament now needed to be one that protects the President. And this committee will do exactly that. My sense is that it will lean heavily on the SIU report and will go after some of the contractors. Now, we don't have a problem with that. We are saying, whilst you do that, don't lose track of the politicians who are involved. Or if we set up an accountability model where politicians are never held to account and they point to officials and they direct this, that is the day when, in fact, we lose a sense of accountability and, in fact, we don't do our job. Parliament is set up to hold the executive to account and to enact legislation. In this instance, I don't believe this committee will be able to hold the executive to account.
Okay. Now, you touched on it already, but are there any other avenues left to the DA to try and get President Zuma to account for the Nkandla spending?
What the next critical step is, the Western Cape High Court today, soon, will make a ruling on... Let me start that question again. The Western Cape High Court has a matter before it between us and the SABC in them ignoring the public protector and hiring Hlaudi Motswaneng. Now, that will set up an environment where we need to decide whether, in fact, it's good enough that the public protector must be ignored. Therefore, post that ruling, we'll then be able to take a court order to compel President Zuma to comply with the public protector, which is in fact to respond to Parliament, pay back some of the money, and hold of those who are involved to account. So the steps that are left are for us to be able to get a court order against President Zuma, but then furthermore to be able to establish a system where, constitutionally speaking, the public protector is upheld.
Okay. Do you think this could have any wider implications for Parliament and democracy?
It's a very crucial time, because if you set up a Parliament whose main role is to be the sweetheart of the executive, then you lose track of enacting the oversight role and the accountability role. The ruling and what happens in this ad hoc committee is vital in as far as what South Africans must view the public protector as. If the president's view prevails, which is that the public protector is akin to an ombudsman, then no South African must then ever be able to listen to the public protector, let alone take that recommendation seriously. So it will have implications on any official, any public misspend. That will be the implication. But furthermore, is that in a democracy, institutions are what keeps a democracy in place. And I feel that what happened even last week Friday and what the ANC is now pushing ahead with will be the very essence that undermines the institution of Parliament in being able to do its job. And once it's undermined here, it will certainly be undermined in many other areas.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I mean, ultimately, the ANC argued that President Zuma did not know. All we sought to ask him is that he must come before the committee and answer the questions that were put to him by the SIU and the public protector. This way, we have a leader with which we can certainly be able to hold him account, and he must respond to Parliament. For it's Parliament that elects the president. It is also Parliament that must hold him to account. Our failure to do either of the above will mean that, in fact, President Zuma is never held accountable for anything, and in fact, no other minister will ever be able to be held accountable.